Hello America, it's Gavin Seim. Let's talk about liberty. I want to give you an update on what's happening here in Washington and the Patriot operations that went down today up in Spokane, Washington. Here's the situation, here's why it happened, and here's what the Patriots did about it. Last week there was a rally for the 10th Amendment and states' rights up in Spokane at the federal courthouse, standing against the tyrannical actions happening in the courthouse and the federal government persecuting and prosecuting people for things that are legal under state laws. Anthony Bosworth, the Patriot, was up there at that rally, and he was carrying his open carry out on the grounds, on the pavement, around outside the federal courthouse building. Despite the fact that this is in no way illegal, federal officials and the Department of Homeland Security came out and arrested Bosworth, interrogated him for hours, and finally, with a lot of pressure from patriots around Washington, he was released, though charged not with weapons charges, but with failure to comply with what? Nobody knows, but that's the government for you. So what did we do about it? Well, this lawless bureaucratic terrorism from our government is rising. It's spreading like an infection all over America. And the key is to stand up, to stand resolved as one, and to put boots on the ground. And that's what we've been doing here in Washington with rallies like in Olympia and subsequent rallies and stands like we did up here today. This was a rally organized by the Bosworths and other local groups, and the local area militia was up there, and people came out in support with their flags flying this morning, standing in front of that federal courthouse to say, no more, we've had enough. And then the people went on to the area where Bosworth was arrested, Bosworth himself included. Now, a couple days ago, a federal tyrant judge wrote a court order essentially making up law and saying, well, we're also restricting arms on the property around these federal buildings. The Patriots stood up, they gathered there in Spokane, and they openly defied and they violated that order because it's not law, it's lawless, and it's tyranny. Up there running around Spokane, we have these Department of Homeland Security police. And we have to start asking ourselves, what on earth is federal government agents, an agency that's unconstitutional and lawless in the first place, running around with police in our cities? Our Border Patrol should be protecting the border, not inside our cities harassing us. We should not have federal police cars running around our towns. So today, there was a rally against the lawless actions in general, the lawless actions by the federal government against the Second Amendment, against the 9th and 10th Amendment, and against liberty in general.
Yes! Yes! Anybody armed on these grounds, I want you to clear your chamber. Sidearms are allowed to be loaded. You may have a mag in. If you're a part of us, you will unload your chamber of your rifle before you enter.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
And they took their guns peacefully and principled onto the grounds en masse of the courthouse. The militia up from the Spokane area was there, the 63rd Lightfoot. All of us rallied on the grounds and completely defied this lawless order from this tyrant judge who has no authority to restrict our rights in any fashion whatsoever. Everything went peaceful, it went well. The DHS guys came out and they shook hands and pretended like they were playing nice, but they also had watchers, and it looked like snipers up in the hidden nooks and crannies of the buildings, just in case anything went bad. Here's the key point though. When there's boots on the ground, when we stand, that makes the key difference. Tyranny only works when the people tolerate it from their government. If the people stand up, if the people stand in firm, resolved, principled defiance against the bureaucratic terrorism that's reigning and spreading across America like an infectious plague, the government doesn't know what to do. What happens next? We just have to keep moving forward, keep standing on principle, keep standing up. We need to send this message out And people all over America need to understand that our liberty is being taken away. It's our job to start standing up for our children. It doesn't mean we go out and pick fights. It doesn't mean we don't be peaceful and calm. This is all about peace and liberty and principle. It's about the people doing their job and being the sentinels of liberty that we were intended to be when this nation was founded, and when lawlessness is in our government, when a judge or a magistrate or an officer or an official is acting outside of the law that we placed on them. They're not acting as an official. They're acting as a criminal, and they must be regarded as such. Their orders must be openly and defiantly ignored as much as possible, and we need to do it en masse so that it's harder for them to trample and abuse us. We have to start rallying together for liberty, standing up, America, and taking back our country. So that's what happened in Spokane today. That's why it happened. That's why it's so important. We need to stand as one for liberty, because we the people hold all the power. Keep your prayers going, keep the message going, and keep standing up. Take care.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you honoring your oath. Have a copy of that. You can always use an extra.
Okay, thank you very much.